You think rich people even think about poor people?
No.
I don't think we cross their mind ever.
Not at all.
Like, unless we like get in their way, you know? But,
yeah, like physically.
You know? Like, unless we're actually in front of them, I don't think we're really a thought in their mind.
Yeah. I think if a rich person saw like half the decisions I make on a day-to-day, they would become depressed at the state of the world.
Yeah. I think they'd just be shocked. Yeah. I think it's honestly a little exciting. They'd probably be like, oh, wow. You know, look at these people, you know what I mean? Like they're really living on the edge right now. This is kind of our day to day, you know? No, I'm really waiting until I'm rich because, you know, I need to buy a lot of things. I don't sleep well. Mm-hmm. Like, I just realized that. Like, I feel like every rich person is going to bed in like the best mattress in the world, mad comfortable. Meanwhile, my shit got a dent in the middle. Like, I'm really like, and I'm not going to buy a new one. That is my mattress.
Yeah, but also, I don't know if your problems are going to be solved by wealth.
No. Oh, no.
I'll be honest.
No. My problems will be solved by things.
You have more than I, and I sleep perfectly well every single night.
I'm talking about like physically though. Well, like physically, like having a bad mattress is crazy. I feel like that's like the brokest thing you could do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like everyone is deserving of a decent night's sleep. You know what I mean? A horizontal mattress, a flat mattress.
Yeah,
you know?
I would agree. I'm
going to upgrade soon. Y'all subscribe to the podcast, watch the channel, fuck with us. I'll buy a new mattress. What up, y'all? Welcome back to the Stereo Vision Podcast.
What is good? Episode 130.
Back at y'all, man. It hasn't been just the three of us in a little minute. I'm Miles. To my left, I got Osei. To my right, I got Spencer.
Yeah.
Last time y'all tapped in with us, man, we had a guest. Shout out Kojo for coming through. Great episode. Make sure to check that out. Draw some game on y'all niggas' head tops. Mm-hmm. And now we're back after a celebratory weekend. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, Osei. How old you turn, my boy? Come on,
let us know.
Come on, let them know.
Yeah, man, 28 years old.
Shouts out. Happy birthday to gang, man.
Big 28.
You know what I'm saying?
Just 1 year closer.
We was outside with a little vibe this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Radio is dead. Room service had to pop out, show love. That shit was fire. You know what I'm saying? Everyone looked good. Good vibes all around. Good music being played.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. I was glad that everyone popped out the way they did. You know what I'm saying? And I was glad that everything, for the most part, was set up right. We could enjoy ourselves. We could relax. We could have fun behind the DJ booth. Get a little moment in the sun, you know, some visibility. That's always fun.
You know, we was definitely the thotties behind the DJ booth.
Oh, 1,000%.
It was mad. We had a whole little situation back there.
Yeah, but the crowd must have been loving it, bro. Because realistically, and I say this multiple times a week, we are just like the funniest looking group of people ever.
I know it was insane. I know it looked insane in there.
Yeah, like we just got one of like every type of person ever.
Yeah.
I wish I could see what our section looked like from like an outside perspective.
You can, bro. There's pictures.
Of course, but like I just want to know what these niggas were thinking.
Oh, yeah. Especially because there was another girl there that I guess was also technically hosting.
Yeah.
And she was just not behind the DJ booth at all. Like we took over that.
They
space.
probably thought she was going to be behind the DJ booth. It was not just Miles Spencer Osei. We'll be back there the whole time.
I was running that shit for hours before y'all even got there.
Yeah.
I'm on first name basis with all the bartenders, all the security guards.
Spencer loves like a loading club scene. Like right before it gets popping, I feel like that's where you thrive.
Well, because that's when I can like really get in and make plays. My guy Milan pouring drinks. Shout out you, Milan. You know, like I just had to. I needed a couple hours to work that bar to make sure
work the room. Honestly,
I needed to make sure that me and my client got free drinks all night. You know what I mean? I was a pseudo manager.
Did you work the security guard though? Because he was acting strange.
I was, but then we rolled in with like 50 people.
Ah, I see. So he was thrown off. He was like, oh,
yeah.
Wasn't expecting all this.
Yeah, he scolded me at one point. Did you see that?
I didn't see it. No.
Yeah, like I was standing next to Selena, and he like pointed at me, and he's like, hey. Because he thought I was like the ringleader since I had been there from the beginning.
Copy.
And so I came over and he's like, hey man, not one more person can come back here. And I was like, okay, word, like that's fine with me. And he thought I was going to be like pressed, but I'm like, I can still come back in and out, right? And he's like, yeah.
Like, as long as I'm good, we're good.
Yeah, I don't really care about none of these people.
I mean, we need to have a serious conversation about security and people in these club scenes and places. Because niggas is rude for no reason.
You talking about security or people in general?
Nah, like the security at like events and just clubs in general acting like, I don't know, because bro was acting funny towards me trying to get back in the section. And you know, that's everybody's worst nightmare. Like nobody's trying to like walk up with confidence and then everyone's like, oh, like look who's this guy? And then you get turned away or some shit like that. You got to overly explain some shit, bro. So I'm with Vikram, right? I'm with his mans. You know what I'm saying?
Vikram was there?
You know what I'm saying, right?
I didn't even see Vic.
Nigga pulls up late, right? And so like he's like, oh, I haven't seen Osei, da-da-da. I'm like, oh, bro, you got to say hi to Osei. It's his birthday. You know what I mean? Say what's up, celebrate with him, bro. Osei's in the section. I'm just trying to walk back there and be like, yo, you've seen me in here. There's mad pictures of me in here. You seen, I was in this section for about an hour. Went to grab him just to say what's up to the birthday boys. Nigga like literally like puts his hand on my chest. I'm like, first of all, nigga, what? He like stopped me from walking forward, bro. I'm like, what's happening right now? What's happening right now? He says, no more people in the section, bro. I'm like, bro, you know I was in here. Like, you know what's happening right now. He said, nah, bro. Like, who are you?
Damn.
He said that?
Yes, bro. Like, this nigga act like he had never seen me before.
No, did you throw up the 4s and see if he recognized you?
Shout out the pictures, bro. I was going crazy. No, I literally had to explain it. I'm like, bro, I live with this nigga. I'm not fiending to see Osei. I just he want to say happy birthday. I'll leave. I promise. I won't stay in your magical section, bro. I was really pressed. But it was a good vibe overall. It was a good time.
Overall good vibe. And again, I feel like everyone popped out. You know what I'm saying? So it was good. I feel like it's cool. It was cool to see, especially the pregame, see who pulled up. Cause I was like, definitely formed like my own little community out in LA. Cause I was like, when I was letting people in, I was like, damn, like Spencer Miles don't even know these people. Like, that's crazy. Like, at least half of them. Like, half of them are obviously your friends from before, but
no, of course, I've seen it. No, Osei had his little pockets of people there. It was funny to see Osei and Jeff got off before we say anything, Happy International Women's Day. They got that line off at least 50 times.
Hey, I didn't say it out loud, though. Jeff was the one running with it. I didn't say it.
Doing it on International Women's Day, that was funny.
No, it is funny, though. That's a funny line.
It'd be funny to see niggas, like, communicating with women, like from an outsider's when it's like your homies, you know what I mean? It is very, very funny. Y'all was doing your thing though. It looked like a vibe.
No, for sure.
You know? Nah. The pregame at our house was
what communicating with women looked like a vibe?
Nah.
Did you do none of that?
No, I'm saying I'm looking like what they was doing when they was trying to get their shit off. I'm saying,
oh, okay,
it's different. It's not like, you know.
He was people watching. That's what he said.
I was talking, you know what I mean? I was conversing with people, but I'm not.
I still get my shit off to everyone I talk to.
But I'm not flirting with people.
No,
bro.
yeah, there's a different
thing.
But you can still be like funny and make them laugh.
All right, but Spencer, like I hear what Miles was saying, but you also weren't there, so
yeah.
No, all right. But sorry, I was holding down your party that you were 2 hours late to. My fault.
You can't show up on time to the party. You can't show up on time.
My client was DJing.
Exactly. You know,
he
was handling business.
Shout out Halftone, killed his set. Best DJ of the night by far, honestly.
Yeah. The music was interesting though. LA's got a problem. LA needs to branch out of that. There's always a time during the peak of the night when you're like, oh, we're really about to get into all the good music. And like 1 out of every 3 times a DJ's on, they just end up getting in a really deep West Coast bag. And it's really, really annoying. Is that something that you guys have experienced in LA or no?
Yeah, a few times. I just think in general, I think DJs here are plentiful, and because of that they're lazy, you know, because I think if you have like a cool aesthetic, like you could be a DJ, and I think that's the problem, because like DJ equipment is like, you know, it's like expensive, but it's not like so expensive. You could invest in it, much like podcast equipment, you know. And it's like I think people like invest in the turntables, and then they're like, I'm ready to get active, let's go. And if you have someone that could put you onto a party, like you're automatically a DJ. So, but I do know I feel like I know a few good DJs, and I think like I can. The problem with LA parties, they don't curate a sound. Yeah, usually I think that's the real issue. Like there's too many R&B nights. There's too many just like regular like parties where they're just playing like top, I don't know, like top 50 or top 100 like hip hop songs. You know what I mean? Like there's no creativity.
It just be old shit. I just be hearing mad like I feel like I'd be hearing stuff from like 2015 to 2022. Like, I don't get a lot of modern music, and that's what be throwing me off in a DJ set. Like, I want to hear the new slaps, bro. We didn't hear Nokia. That feels like a miss.
You love Nokia so much.
But that feels like a miss in this climate.
You miss Nokia. No, Gogo played Nokia.
Okay, but what time did she play Nokia at?
Probably like 9:30, 9:45.
You know what I mean? Nokia needs to be played at midnight.
Oh, no. Hunter went 9 to 10. So probably like 10:30.
The DJs we put on the lineup were objectively better.
Yes, and they should have went later. I think that would have made it a different, a whole different
1,000%. Yeah.
Yeah, but shout out Radiosdead, shout out Room Service. You know, that was a vibe.
Yeah, it was a good party.
He had a whole weekend. You know what I mean? Went to Sugarfish. You know, ate good. Niggas went to. We saw the Clippers game. That was a vibe. That was a vibe. Kawhi looked awful.
But you saw my boy James.
Bad basketball. James been getting buckets. He been hooping. I'm not gonna lie. James Harden looks back. That was a fun experience, bro. I love seeing live games, but the best thing about it was the Intuit Dome with the basketball courts outside.
Yeah.
You know I had too much fun. I got sweaty. I got sweaty on that court. I was getting a lot of rebounds over children. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a really cool venue. I was working the the Chromacopia event there.
Yeah.
And to see all the different ways you can activate that space, I don't know, it's really sick.
Oh yeah, like that once you get in is fire, but everything before you get in is awful.
Oh yeah,
I couldn't access a ticket. They're trying to do all this face scan bullshit. It's too much, and I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna out my man's because I don't know who it was, but like the nigga ain't even check our tickets for real.
Really?
He just saw it. We did all the extra shit, and then Jeff just showed him the 4 tickets. You can go.
It was crazy. It was crazy. But apparently the face scan stuff detects that. I don't know if that's true.
How? I couldn't even log into the app. They had no information for me at all. I couldn't do nothing. It was too complicated. The shit wasn't working on my phone. Fuck that part of the Intuit Dome. Do better. Where should we start? There's a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
We got a good board today.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, are we starting negative? I want to talk about Stephen A. and LeBron.
Okay.
I want to start with that because that was probably the funniest clip I've ever seen. If you don't know, there was a Knicks-Lakers game happening in Los Angeles, right?
I believe so.
And Stephen A. Smith, you know what I mean, as he does, as a very prominent sports personality, flies out, watches the game courtside, very visible, doing all the shit, right? The game finishes up, and we notice LeBron going over to Stephen A. You know what I mean? Like, LeBron and Stephen A. talking, but then like after the game, the clips come out and it's like more zoomed in and you can see it seems like, oh, like LeBron was kind of going off on Stephen A.
He was heated.
You know what I mean? Like LeBron looked really, really mad. People end up deciphering what's happening, rumblings start to go about. LeBron was heated about how Stephen A. has been talking about his son.
Mm-hmm. The lip readers came out
Young
on
Bronny.
Twitter. Yeah.
You know, you can't mess with young Simba. You know what I'm saying? That's the next one, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Braun wasn't having that, and I think that since then has obviously been a pretty big controversy. Stephen A. has obviously come out and spoken out about it, both publicly and I think he said something on social media, but he's not happy about it and he's defended himself. He's not standing down from Braun, even though in the clip he looked like he was about to shit himself. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, but if Braun comes up to you on some shit, like that's an intimidating situation. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and on first take, I think he was a little more apologetic. You know, I think the quote that was floating around was like I'm heartbroken about the situation. Yeah. You know what I mean? But then a couple of days later, today, he was on Gil's Arena.
He got around some niggas and he started talking for real.
Can you play the clip?
Yeah. So, I mean, for context, like Stephen A., when he spoke about this on First Take, like you said, was obviously very apologetic, but I think he's never came out and said that he feels bad for what he said.
No.
He doesn't think that he's in the wrong for it because he stands on the fact that he hasn't done anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Rather, you had called me and said, Bron pissed off. Motherfucker mad as hell. He wants to see you man to man. I said, what would I have done? Rich Paul said, you'd have hung up the phone and you'd have flew to LA. I said,
Paul's LeBron's agent.
So my point is, rather than come up to me at courtside, all you had to do was say, yo, I need you to stay. Don't leave this game. I need you to see you after the game. That's all he had to say to me. Mm-hmm. Then as we speak, he says that, let's take an example, he said what you just said. Yeah. I stand down. My bad. And not only that, I'm gonna make sure I go on the air. I ain't look at it that way. That's on me. You didn't do that shit.
Okay, first of all, that's how you know. I love how we did this on Gil's Arena because he can't get his real shit off on First Take.
Yeah.
Off just the principle of the situation. LeBron pulls up on you mad that you've even covered his son at all. Are you acting like Bron in that situation? Like, do you see what he's doing as valid?
Yeah, to an extent. I mean, he's just the concerned father. He's the angry father. You know, I feel like I think you guys watch sports a little bit more than me, so you might have a different take. But to me, what he did in theory is valid, right? He's standing up for his son. He wants people to stop talking about him in a negative light and like first stop comparing the two and also questioning like his validity in the league. But I think where he did it and the context of it
publicly
wasn't right because he didn't have to do that. And he knows how visible they both are. And he knows that it's going to get clipped. He knows that people are watching, you know, he's embarrassing him in front of a crowd of people. Like that's how it's received. So obviously Stephen A is speaking on like that situation like that, and his ego's like, he couldn't get his shit off on First Take because that's national television. But like on the podcast, he can say what he wants. He can.
He gets into it. He gets into it. We're gonna let him rock. We're gonna let him rock.
You said you fucking with my son. No, I wasn't. I was talking about you. I was talking about you.
Bron.
Wasn't about your son. I know he's number 55. I know he got work to do. I believe that he got potential. Yeah. I believe that he got the potential to go pro. I truly believe that. It's going to be tough, but I think he can pull it off. And by the way, I'm rooting for him. I ain't rooting against nobody. But I was talking about your ass. Mm-hmm. You did this. Mm-hmm. You the one that had us as reporters, as a league, as an NBA franchise. All of us got to sit back and be quiet and capitulate to your shit.
Come on now.
You did that.
He was mad.
And so when I see people talking, and I'm like, oh my God, can somebody? I mean, I know I got a show, and I know I got my podcast, but I'm like, God damn, y'all, I'm fair. I don't give a fuck who it is. It's you. It don't matter who it is. Damn it, I'm just meeting you. If somebody unfair to you, I'm going to be like, that's not fair. That's not fair. But when it come to me, everybody get crickets. That motherfucker Stephen A. on his own. That, respectfully, excuse my language, that's fucked up. I'm on my own. When number one,
Stephen A. is very, very funny, bro. I like that he could just talk his shit, chain out, really getting into it.
Nah, he's great at this. But I think I'm Team Bron here. I think I like the move, and I think Stephen A. is tripping a little bit.
I think that you're completely wrong for that. I think that...
Well, you're going to let me say why I think that? Or
I think you can't. I mean, you're completely wrong for being on Bron's side. I think you can't even see Bron's side of this situation.
Well, I think the media coverage has not been fair towards Bronny, the 55th pick in the draft. Because if you look at 56 through 60, Bronny's probably outperforming them. I know it because one of my good friends was pick number 56. So I've been following the trajectory of these players. Bronny is not like failing at his standard of being number 55. And the media coverage is painting it as if he's the worst player ever and that there's no reason he should belong in the G League or on the NBA. He also had a string of games in the G League where he was averaging like 25 points over the course of a week. That didn't get any coverage. And so Stephen A., he says it clearly in that clip. It's not about Bronny, it's about you. Stephen A. is clearly bringing this years-long beef that he's had with LeBron into the way that he's covering his son. And I don't think that's fair. And I think LeBron has every right to stand up and say something to him.
I think that when Stephen A. says it's about you, it's about how you got him here. It's about how your celebrity affects him and affects the coverage of Bronny James. If he didn't have your name, if he didn't have 3 to 4 to 5 times as many sponsorship dollars and opportunities to make money as every other 55th pick in history, he wouldn't be spoken about as he is. But because he's FaZe Clan, doing all the extra shit, Taco Bell commercial, doing everything, driving the crazy cars, extremely visible. And on top of that, underproduced in college, didn't even stay for the full 4 years, went one and done, which is a privilege because your homie who was the 56 pick stayed for all 4 years.
Yeah.
I think that he's opened up fair criticism in the media, which we know is narrative driven. So Bron, as someone who's been dubbed the chosen one, been in the national eye since he's 16 and understands how this shit works, I would think would have a better understanding of how this whole media shit goes. And on top of that, if you're gonna go at somebody, don't go at Stephen A., who honestly was held back on Bronny. There's been mad other platforms that have talked way more greasy about this little nigga, bro. Like, Stephen A. is not the one you're mad at. He's just the one that you can sun in public and make a statement off of.
And, well, I think also there is the history between the two of them, which makes him probably feel a little bit more malicious, his reporting. And also there was the case months ago when Rich Paul did text Stephen A. Smith, right? Remember? And Stephen A. got on air and aired it out and called it corny. Yes. That LeBron was sending messages through his agent to get coverage knocked down.
I think that's corny.
Okay, but then why are you going to get on this platform and say, oh, if you would have texted me and told me that we needed to meet, you could. No,
because if you would have texted me personally,
it did not work.
No, because Rich Paul texted him.
Yeah, because he said, really you text me. Because LeBron clearly don't really fuck with Stephen A. Smith. So I'm going to have my superstar agent do it.
But it's not like that. It's not like that.
What do you mean?
Because it's a man-to-man issue. It's a personal issue. This is a personal issue.
Okay, and LeBron handled it in the most personal way possible.
No, I'm saying
on-site rules, because my message clearly didn't work. So next time I see you, it don't matter if it's in front of 100 people, 1,000 people, or empty room. I'm bitching you out. It's on site.
But he called him to come there.
Like, I think the confrontation is valid. I just don't think it was the right time, right place. And if he got invited there too by Bron, by his agent, then it's a little. I don't want to call it corny, but it's not the right move.
It's just a statement.
It's not the right move.
I think it's just Bron trying to make a statement. I'm not saying that him having those grievances isn't valid. I think that he should have a better understanding of the fact that like none of this shit matters. And like if Bronny's going to do this whole NBA thing, then he's going to do it. And if it's not meant for him, it's not gonna. Because he has a fair opportunity now. Regardless of what the media says, coaches are playing this nigga minutes. So he's getting in the game and he's getting the opportunity to prove itself. So the media has no impact on that actually what's happening on the basketball court. You know the media's fake and you know what people are doing. So I would expect Bron to be like a little more level-headed about it. And if you want to dead something, maybe have more respect for Stephen A. But you're right to harp on the fact that they have beef. Yeah. So but again, this feels like more of a personal situation that boiled over. Like Bron was like, oh, I'm already not fucking with Stephen A. and he's talking about my son. It's up. I'm going to embarrass you and like make you look like, you know what I mean, in front of everybody.
Bron tried to do it the way you wanted him to do it. He tried to do it through agents cordially, and Stephen A. Smith brought it to the air.
Nah, but
Stephen A. Smith called him corny for doing that on air.
Because Rich Paul didn't have LeBron say, like, didn't hit LeBron. I mean, I was right. Rich Paul didn't hit up Stephen A. Smith saying that LeBron wanted to talk about this. Rich Paul hit up Stephen A. saying, stop talking about Bron's kid.
Yes, that's how you do it when you're a superstar.
Nah, bro, but that's a man-to-man issue.
If I'm a rapper and there's a journalist that's slandering the fuck out of me in the media, you expect me to take that issue with the journalist? No, I'm hitting my publicist. Handle this. I pay you for a reason.
And that's fair. Yeah. And that's right. Because a music journalist is supposed to write about musicians and music. So if they're talking shit about you, that is part of the publicist, whatever's description in their job. But when you're talking about a media personality, not talking about a prominent media story, because like it or not, Bronny James being in the NBA is a more prominent media story than any other 55th pick that has ever made it to the NBA.
Yeah.
You can't expect the biggest sports journalist with the biggest TV slot that is not concerned about accurate teaching people about sports shit. It's about making headlines and yelling. You can't expect him to not talk about that.
I think Stephen A. Smith didn't need to. I think at the stature he's at and what he's done for ESPN, he's the face of ESPN.
And he said he wouldn't. He said he wouldn't if Bron would have had that conversation with him man to man. But because he went through an agent and was being corny about it, and now you're asking me to not do my job to the fullest of my abilities, I feel away, Miles, which I think is fair.
Miles, as a father to be, how would you handle the situation with your kid?
Crazy question.
I'm not a father to be. And if I was in, I wouldn't pay attention to it. I wouldn't say anything. I don't think
you wouldn't say anything.
Nah. LeVar Ball never went out and said anything when people were slandering these kids. All he does is pop out and big them up when things are going well. But he's not out here fighting their battles.
That's a good example. But are they in the same situation? I guess so. Not really. They're not really in the same situation. I wouldn't think. I mean, I guess people.
It's your kid. Your kid is your kid.
People did talk a lot of shit about the ball.
Niggas talk crazy about all of them.
I mean, and they were talking crazy about Jello until recently.
Exactly. Too. And LeVar has never said nothing. It sucks, and
he's also not in the league.
LeVar is not LeBron.
Yeah, he's also not. Yeah, he's not. Also,
but that's
not
your kid. That's your kid. Someone talking
he's
crazy.
He's also not arguably the best basketball player of all time.
Someone talking crazy about your kid, regardless, probably hits the same for all fathers, is what I'm saying.
No, I agree. That's why I see your point. I'm like, it's not the same, but like from a fatherhood standpoint, and some like obviously LeVar Ball gets coverage. You know what I'm saying? Like he could come out and make statements.
And you asked me how I would feel about it with my son, and I would like, what am I gonna say? That's what everyone else is subjected to.
That's true.
You have to deal with this shit.
You'd be in LeVar's position for sure.
You know what I mean? For sure. I'm for sure going to be LeVar Ball. I have full plans about being LeVar Ball 100%. Don't let me get a mic on ESPN.
Realistically, yeah. As a father, I'm not doing what LeBron did here. I'm not. But still, I don't think that like Stephen A. is without any blame or guilt in this situation. And I'm not mad.
Why? What did he do?
I think he was a part of the media that unfairly covered Bronny. I don't think that should have been the
fairly
story.
Covered.
I don't think that should have been the story that it was.
LeBron James Jr. is very fairly covered.
There's plenty of other things to talk about.
But what Stephen A. Smith, niggas want to talk about it.
Why?
It got views, so clearly people want to see it.
You shouldn't always just base your media agenda based on what's getting views.
What do you think ESPN wants to do? And that's what I'm saying. You think Stephen A. Smith makes the agenda all the time. And I don't think Bronny's been talked about for months. When it was a hot topic, it was talked about. Like it is in every news cycle. I don't think that's a problem for a journalist. And Stephen A. didn't even go hard on the nigga like that. All he did was call out the unfair treatment that we all know about. Bronny James only...
But now, was it that unfair? Looking at how he's performing?
No,
looking at how he's performing?
Bro, before this nigga did anything in the G League, it was announced that he was only going to play home G League games. No 55th pick has ever been awarded that opportunity.
Yeah, he's definitely getting treated.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, that's not... And Stephen A. again everyone gives him his props when he plays well. So Bron is only ignoring the positive and focusing on the negative. And again,
I haven't seen Stephen A. talk positively about Bronny when he plays
Everybody mentions the G League games.
You have a clip?
Everybody mentions the League.
You got a clip?
Oh my God.
I haven't seen it.
You want me to go scroll on my phone right now and look for a clip?
I haven't seen it.
Exactly.
I'm not mad at LeBron. I'm just not. I'm not that mad at him. I feel like, again, I'm more looking at it from like he's a father protecting his son perspective. And did he do it the right way? No, I don't think so. But I'm still not mad at it.
I'm not mad at him.
If the disrespect was public, then he's just matching the same energy. In my opinion. I know it's his job, but that's also LeBron's job, bro. Protect your son. I don't know.
Bro almost died on the court a couple years ago.
Yeah, I also think that Bronny's been through so much
shit. Why does he have to be in the NBA?
He doesn't.
That's not drafted. You know what I'm saying?
But he got drafted.
So if he got drafted to be in the NBA.
Hold on.
That's what it seems like.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
He got drafted, so he is.
You think that Bronny James was ever going to be on any team but the Los Angeles Lakers?
No, I don't.
All right, so you can't use that argument. He got drafted. Because we know what was going on.
What are you trying to say?
LeBron James said, with the 55th pick in the NBA draft, you guys are going to draft my son and no other team in the NBA is going to draft him.
Yeah.
So he will be there at the 55th pick and you're going to pick him because I'm the best basketball player in the world for your franchise.
Yeah.
I think that is unfair.
I think you earned that right.
Okay. LeBron did, but Bronny didn't. And so
so
I'm saying LeBron did earn that right. So if you're going to flex that muscle and do that to get him there, then you are putting him in a position where now he can get criticized like all the other niggas who got there. Because you put him in this position.
I don't think LeBron's playing by your rules. I think LeBron's playing by his own rules and whatever the fuck he wants it to be.
I agree, but
then that's okay.
But we're allowed to say that though. But we're allowed to call him out for that.
I just don't.
I like LeBron rules.
I love LeBron. You know I'm the biggest LeBron fan here.
I can't be critical of any of those moves, bro. Bro, if you were the best basketball player in the world, subjectively, whatever, why wouldn't you do that for your kid? Bro, if I make $1 billion, like, bro, my son is going to be a billionaire. What are we talking about?
My thing is,
why are people so critical of this situation?
About that. No one's critical about that. That's fine.
Niggas have
niggas have let him get that off. I'm fine with Bronny being in the NBA. Okay. I take issue with him coming at Stephen A. Smith for treating him like an NBA player.
He's not getting treated like a 55th player, NBA draft pick.
Bro, because he has been put in a special circumstance, so he's not a regular 55th draft pick.
All right, we've done circles. Let's move on.
Yeah, body niggas though. Did that shit though. In other negative news around athletics a little bit, Druski and Odell Beckham are in some strange allegations.
How's this athletics?
Odell Beckham, he caught a one-handed pass.
Oh, I thought you were talking about I thought you were talking about the slip and slide.
No. But he did catch the baby on one-handed, allegedly. Druski and Odell Beckham were at a Diddy party allegedly, and I think
Osei has the documents he could read us.
Well, those documents are we gotta tee those documents up because let's context. This is not confirmed. We don't have any official court documents. I haven't seen any official statements. If this is true, this is nasty work. But yeah, allegedly, Druski and Odell Beckham were accused of SA at a Diddy party.
Now I realize reading this was a setup. Oh, this is crazy.
This is what was going around on Twitter.
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
Such a setup, bro. Defendant Druski then caught himself from sliding over plaintiff's oiled body and off the bed. Ugh, no, I can't read this, bro.
Come on.
This is crazy. No, bro, this is wild.
You can censor the R word.
Yeah, you gotta censor.
All right, I'm gonna read the spark notes of this. Druski allegedly slid over somebody's oil body and then committed a crime. Diddy allegedly sat in a chair near the bed and committed another crime while recording Druski committing a crime. And then a phone fell off the bed and plaintiff then attempted to grab it, but it slipped out of their hands and onto the floor. Yo, this is crazy, bro. I can't read this out loud, bro. I can't read that.
Is this the defendant Diddy one or no?
Yeah.
No.
Why didn't you read defendant Diddy?
I couldn't read it. It's just too cringe, bro. It's too cringe. I can't do it.
I think, what everyone's latching on to is definitely that in the court case, air quotes, court case complaint that's going around, defendant Druski rode plaintiff like a slip and slide, right? Like they like rode the oiled body, and because of his immense size, knocked the wind out of plaintiff's body and caused her a lot of pain.
I will just say from what I did read, and we made this point earlier, but you can tell that these documents, at least that are circulating Twitter, are fake simply because they're calling people defendant Druski and defendant Diddy. These are not government names. These can't be real documents.
Yeah.
Like that's just not how they would be listed in a real court document.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything to make this feel like this is a real issue.
Yeah.
But obviously, if it is, we got to take it seriously. But I just think that Odell Beckham's timing was terrible because the day that like literally like an hour after this drops, he posts a video of him like walking with his son to a private jet with like a really like cryptic caption, like, like I'm gonna always be there for you, da 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 da. And the song behind it was a Tory Lanez song. And I was just like, what? Like it looked like this nigga was like, I'm going away for a while, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
he then since like put out like a statement like these are all fake. Druski obviously dropped his shit saying this was all fake. So I don't know. It seems like a lot of niggas are trying to get checks off people, but again, like I don't want to downplay something too much before we know if it's like legit or not. So I guess.
I mean, Druski's statement was the one that I think kind of gave me the most context and made the most sense to me, because he was basically just like, okay, in this accusation, it's 2018, and in 2018 I was still broke. I wasn't on yet. Y'all didn't know who I was. I wasn't famous. My skits hadn't gone viral, so why would I be with Diddy?
Yeah.
And so that one to me, I was like, oh, that just kind of, that one checks out.
It was the right angle to go up because again, like, I mean, obviously that's true, but then people do know that he was associated with Diddy at some point, because they, there's that commercial where he's doing what's it called? The tequila brand for him.
Yeah.
And then, it's one of the
him and Diddy was homies.
It's one of the craziest videos ever, honestly, like looking back on it now. And it's like, I think that statement makes everything null and void. It's like, you know that relationship existed, I've spoken about it, but like these documents are fake specifically.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't put too much stock into it, but
hopefully we're at a place where we hold judgment until trial.
We're not, but
I think we're getting closer. I think after the Hove case, I think that was one of the first where you didn't see people jump to a lot of conclusions, and then it was proven that he was innocent and it was a false accusation. You know what I mean? I don't know if his reputation took as big of a hit as I thought it was going to from the accusations.
I think that it's just when things are overwhelmingly false from the beginning, I think it's easy to do that. But I think when there's like a glimmer of truth, or just something that seems like it could kind of be true. Like I think the ones brought against Jay-Z and these ones, like they seem a little far-fetched off jump. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of easy to just be dismissive of them. But, I still don't put it past niggas to jump to conclusions when some shit looks a little different. But who knows? Who cares? In other fat nigga news, Dave Blunt's linked up with Kanye West to exchange probably some of the most iconic text messages of 2025 so far. I think that Dave is really trying to get on a fitness journey. I see this nigga on Instagram raising up the water bottle now instead of the double cup.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Can't put down the cup.
Yeah. This nigga in chrome hearts now. He probably wasn't fitting in that a couple months ago. So, I see him and I get scared, bro. Nobody should be that big, bro.
I think you have like fat phobia though. So
I have fat phobia. I just said I get scared when I see this nigga because he looks unhealthy.
You definitely are fat phobic, but I agree with you.
I think everybody agrees that Dave Blunt is overweight.
Totally.
That's not. I love all people. I have no issue.
Can you read us the text messages?
Oh, these are funny.
Yeah. Because I think the first set was real.
The first set was real. I think.
The first set was real.
I feel like I saw him post
Kanye
this.
posted it.
Yeah.
So this is Kanye West texting Dave Blunt. About to listen. Do you mind if I connect you and my trainer? We need you to stay alive. Let's do it. Thank you, Ye.
Red heart emoji. So now my thing is one, what songs did Dave Blunt send to Kanye West before that message?
About to listen.
Yeah.
What is he about to hear?
I don't know. Probably some unreleased, you know?
Is Dave Blunt on Bully?
Oh, I hope not.
Probably.
I think Dave Blunt is going to be on Bully.
I think this is the press run that Ye does every time he's going to feature a new artist.
Well, I also don't. I think that like Dave Blunt is so fat that it gets overlooked that he has some terrible lyrics. Like he has some very, very problematic lyrics.
Oh, really?
That are just not okay to be saying.
What does he say?
Again, I would literally, we can't say them. So
what does he say?
I think so. He'd be saying like the F word and like be doing a lot.
Yeah, he's kind of on some like low key homo, not even low key. He's on
high key, extremely.
Yeah.
And you know, Kanye's in that bag right now. That's his mode right now. So I think he's probably texting everybody like, "Who's gonna fuck with me?" Dave Blunt's.
Do you think Morgan Wallen hit him back?
Yeah. But he didn't post it. And he probably Morgan Wallen did hit him back. Morgan Wallen called him and said, "Don't you dare take a screenshot of this."
Yeah. But hey, I really like what you got going on.
But what you're doing is excellent work.
If you didn't see, Ye basically just sent Morgan Wallen a Nazi flag and then just said, "It's Ye."
Let me not put that on Morgan either. You know what I'm saying? Because again,
I think you can.
I know. See, I don't want to. Let me not defend.
Are these
Morgan
real?
Wallen.
Are we just seeing these on Twitter, or are these real, like from Kanye?
Yeah,
these are from Kanye.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw the Morgan Wallen one on his Instagram.
You didn't see the video of him. He posted a video of him on Twitter tapping his foot to some Morgan Wallen too.
To be honest, I unfollowed him. I don't think
I ever followed him. I think he's just popping up on the timeline for real. Someone who was spreading positivity on the internet, Kevin Gates.
Yeah, he was. That's my guy.
Sat down with plaqueboymax and was really trying to educate the youth. I think that what I admire about Kevin Gates is he always wants to share the knowledge that he's gained from his life experiences with the rest of the world, you know?
Yeah.
I want to play a couple of Kevin Gates clips though. Should we start off with the craziest one or just get into it just to show people the vibe that he was on?
You can start wherever you want.
It's beautiful when you allow yourself to make mistakes, man. I done had to apologize to my dick a lot of times. Like, I can't believe I put you through this.
So this is Kevin Gates talking about how he has to apologize to his dick.
I never do this to you again.
Yo, I ain't never thought about that one. I'm not gonna lie.
I done had to apologize.
That shit.
Max is having the best time of his life just knowing Kevin Gates is giving him some free content. One more clip I have for y'all. One more, then I'll get into the main one.
And then when people the tension a little bit. And then when people say shit about me, like I really don't give a fuck what you say about me because I got a big dick, so fuck you.
You know what I'm saying?
Type shit. Nah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I feel like you just gotta tell niggas that, right or no?
No, I think you're totally right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just leave me alone.
Yeah. hey there.
I feel the sentiment.
You know what I mean?
Nah, but those were the ones that were just funny. But the real game that he actually gave to the youth right here is him talking about the OnlyFans vibes that niggas been on recently.
And then I look at these dudes, they losing their hair, their skin look great because they releasing their precious life force, just masturbating. You beating your dick to another man's success. If you watch porn, you could say, yeah, I'm watching this pussy. No, you watching that dick too. And you beating your dick to another man's success. You not fucking that hoe.
That's facts.
You not out engaging with the world and meeting shit and going through what it takes. And you not doing that. You not working on yourself. You're cheating.
You're cheating.
And then guess what? After you do it, you feel bad.
Damn.
Because if you ain't feel bad, why were you sneaking and doing it?
Yeah.
Talking about you having some me time. I just can't. Like,
I just could never.
I just don't watch porn. I've never subscribed to see no woman on OnlyFans. Not one time. If a woman was on OnlyFans, I wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
Because I'm not about to.
Because the link isn't in the bio.
Like If it only costs $1, bitch, I'm not paying 5 cents to see you naked, bitch. At all.
At all.
And then, like, if I do have a sexual craving, I get up and go to the gym. I get up and work out. I get up and go to the.
How y'all feel about what Kevin Gates was saying to the young men of the world? Do you subscribe to that?
I think he's spitting real game. I can't even lie to you.
Damn.
I think we are in a porn epidemic. I think it's become far too accessible, and I think it is having lasting impacts on the young men in our society. You hear people frequently talk about a loneliness epidemic and the way that our generation and people below us cannot connect. I've seen it in my personal life. When relax. I've seen instances in my personal life of people that never ever talk to women, and they lust after women, but they have no desire and no driving factor because they know at the end of the night, you know, they're gonna hit their little phone, beat their shit, and be all right. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like in the old days, you used to be so sexually frustrated that you'd have to go play the game, you know, get fly, get in shape, and go like knock something down. You know what I mean?
I don't think what you're saying is wrong at all, and I think that the problem is, well, I'm trying to figure out. This. I think that content, because I think we've always grown up around the phrase "sex sells."
Mm-hmm.
I think that is true among all things, be it music, movies, whatever. And I think that now with like the live streaming, you're on your phones all the time, just so many people are trying to create content. The same thing goes for digital content now. So you see the fucking, what's it called? The pop the balloon shit, or like the press the button shit. And like all these different shows and just pieces of content that all these kids from now a very young age are able to consume. It's pushing these narratives even without outwardly being the things that you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I think just like having it so accessible from such a young age is something that's kind of, it's fucking with these young dudes' heads because I don't think they really even know like what to value anymore or what type, because like now these are like images, like these are the women that they're seeing sometimes, you know, from a very young age. Mm-hmm. And it's giving them the wrong impression of what the average woman is like when they're nowhere near like this. This is just one specific type of person that people are grabbing for a piece of content. Mm-hmm. And that may not even be what they're like, but they're playing into a role also a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know what my take here is.
Yeah, you do.
No, I really don't, because the more I think about it, the situation that Spencer described, like not to big up myself, but I feel like I'm just so far away from it that like, I don't know. I don't necessarily see the problem with like, okay, this is what I see the problem with. I think that especially on Twitter, because I can see this, like there is some crazy video and content that is uncensored. I think there needs to be way more censorship on the internet. And I don't think anybody can just have access to anything.
Yes.
I think that is what I'm getting from that.
But you have to take that the step further, because what he's saying is that content is accessible to young kids.
Yes. No, I agree.
And that's a problem.
I agree with that sentiment.
You know what I mean?
That's a problem for sure.
Yeah. And I think that you have a valuable perspective on this because, again, we saw this with like that dude, Doechii Frost, who does a lot of women content, especially like sexual type women content, brings the OnlyFans models on, does all the shit. Mm-hmm. And literally he's getting banned on Twitch. People are calling him, like other streamers that are his homies, and are like, yo, you got to chill with that. You got to chill with that. You're someone who, we all understand that streaming with women brings more of an audience to Twitch because people like to see that type of energy between two people. Mm-hmm. But you do it in a tasteful way. Mm-hmm. In where you're actually just having a conversation with another person. And I think that is a interesting way to show people what he's saying. This is how you interact with a woman like a normal person. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah, bro. I don't know. Again, that is why I'm so confused by, cause I see that conversation about like porn and all that stuff a lot. And I'm like, I'm not vouching for it, but I'm saying I'd never understand it because I don't think it's a problem for me. And I feel like when it comes to, I don't know, bro, people got to stop being weird, bro.
But you see the internet.
I think people got to stop like,
but even if it's not a problem for you, I'll say you see the internet and you see the way people are in comment sections. You see the way that people on the internet at least even interact with girls.
You got to be able to understand what's real life and what's fake, bro. Like I like, yeah, all right, yeah. Having women, like yeah, I do segments where I have like women come on stream and we have conversations about shit. Bro, at the end of the day, like I'm not saying all of them are my best friends, but like these are people I know, and like I grew up in a situation where like I had a lot of women friends. You feel me? Like it's not weird for me to talk to women. Like I feel like that is what I'm not really understanding is you're on some like there's a group of people that don't do that. Is that what you're saying?
But you know that there's a group of people that don't do that.
I think you're also, I don't think you can use your personal experience in this conversation because you are an outlier.
100%.
Because you are like an attractive, successful young man that might be able to like get out like what he might be searching on these websites.
We in a glazing session, right?
A lot of people will never be able to pull what they're searching on these websites. They're looking at 10s their whole life, but realistically, these men are 5s. And that's okay. And you like you're messing up your own relationship and sexual expectations by constantly looking at these people who are not what a regular person looks like and not what you should be setting your standards as. You're ruining the experience for yourself. Because when you finally get to a position where you're going to be able to get at something, you're going to be disappointed because you've been looking at a big booty Latina for fucking 20 years.
No, I mean, and you see it with niggas like Explore page and shit like that, bro.
Yeah, the Instagram models also are it's the same thing.
Bro, some niggas have that shit be nasty, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, but they don't even realize that they're like, you created this algorithm, bro. Like you can't, what are you doing to yourself?
You know what, bro? I want to be part of it. Hold on. Comfy real quick. I do think that even though I don't fully understand because I do want to be like a different type of content creator. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like all these guys like, and maybe it's because they're young, right? But the way that people like talk about, bro, all like male creators in general, the way that they like talk and interact with women, I feel like is crazy. And I feel like I actually had a conversation with my sister earlier, which is why I feel like my head was in a weird place. We had a conversation about just like the permission clip and all that and like why it was wrong. And I was like, I feel you. And I do. The only reason I realized I needed to do better was because I have somebody that watches my content that's like a young kid that like definitely like sees everything. And I know for a fact that he's going to take that the wrong way. So I was like, all right, like maybe I adjust. But there's got to be some kind of like, I don't know, bro. Like first you should be able to joke about shit. But second too, I think like I'm trying to be a different type of content creator because I feel like there's no good like actual like role models in this shit. You feel me? Like it's all like, I guess, young kids talking to even younger kids about things that they are still learning and know nothing about for real. And I'm not saying I know everything, but I am saying like even that Kevin Gates clip where he's talking about like porn and all this different type of stuff, I just feel like that's not, he's not saying it the right way.
How is he not saying it the right way?
Bro, I feel like in life there's balance. It's not everything's black and white. It's not one thing or the other. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the way he's saying it is like, it's like, bro, like
you're right.
One side is evil. Like this shit is crazy. Like,
I think he overdid.
And I don't want to be advocate for porn. That's not what I'm here for. I'm just saying it's like, bro, like
that's not my purpose.
The way I hate that I have to get on this side, but I'm like, bro, in life there's balance, bro. You don't have to be one way or the other. And I would like to be the model for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I think this conversation is very one-sided.
Yeah, I will say though
you're telling niggas it's okay to beat your shit. That's what I got from what he just said.
Yeah,
sure.
What I will say is something that I think that's interesting about this topic is it's actually there is a lot of historic truth to back up what he's saying. There is a reason. I mean, I'm just saying there is a reason why majority of religious practices that have lasted for thousands and thousands of years, the highest practicing practitioners are sworn to celibacy. There is value in.
I agree. Let me not say I agree. I think that the sentiment of what he's saying is good. I don't think we need to dive into the semantics of it because I think that the bigger point of what he's saying is just that niggas need to chill off being so hypersexual. I think people are hypersexual without really doing shit in real life. So you can't be so hypersexual on the internet. That feels like the essence of what he's trying to say.
And I feel like the way that you said it is a better.
I'm not going as far. I don't have as much stamina.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real.
Okay.
There is real value
I don't
to
think
like
anyone. This nigga's.
What?
This is crazy. I pray to God my mom does not get to minute 56. Yeah.
I just don't think you need to boil his words down. I think he spoke it perfectly. Let the
Tune
man
in next week. Spencer, Kevin Gates stream. They're gonna talk about this more in depth.
Honestly, that
But-
needs to happen.
I would love to
feel
talk
you.
to Kevin Gates.
And I would like no offense, but I would not like personally.
Oh, that's lame. You a lame, bro.
Kevin
That's
Gates-
content. That's hilarious.
no, it's funny, but like I just don't think I would enjoy the conversation. Like
Why? That nigga's hilarious, bro. Just because my thing is like this, right? Even if Kevin Gates has his opinion and I don't agree with it, at least he can articulate why he feels a certain type of way.
All I was really trying to say is that Spencer and Kevin Gates sit down is much funnier than me and Kevin Gates sit down.
Because, you know, Kevin Gates, everyone just writes him off for being crazy and saying crazy shit.
Which he does.
But, like, I don't know. Have you ever had your toes sucked?
He also said that he started a car battery by putting his hands on it.
That's a funny story.
My favorite Kevin Gates quote is the one. What did he say? He said, I'm not even going to do that. I'm not even going to go into Kevin Gates quotes. Talking about men, though, and straight men specifically, Doechii hates us. How does that make you guys feel?
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
It's a red flag.
It's a red flag to be us.
Too bad I'm already taken, Doechii, so I don't give a fuck.
We're like really walking red flags.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was kind of, my feelings were hurt because Doechii, we fuck with you. I thought you fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? We try. No, but to be fair with her though, she said in dating, not in a person,
Yeah.
not in a human being.
And I think also she's talking very personally.
Yes.
And that's where the
Yes.
internet, because she's getting a lot of hate right now. And I think a lot of men are upset because they're like, why is my sexual preference a red flag? But it's not a red flag. It's a red flag to Doechii, who is clearly, her thing is bi guys and women. So like,
Well, so Doechii got on the Hot One show with her DJ, and I'm so sorry your name escaped me.
DJ
but
Miss Milan.
DJ Miss Milan, legend, whatever. They're on Hot Ones, and they're basically getting asked the questions. If you don't want to answer something, you got to eat a wing. Whatever, you get something wrong. And the question is, what is your red flag in men? And Doechii ends up writing on the board straight men, or red flag in dating, not red flag in dating. She writes on the board straight men. And the internet, of course, goes into a flurry. The right wing, da-da-das, whatever, and the academics of the world obviously went crazy on her for it and said something. I think that you said it the right way. This is her and her bag. And I think that people like to take things and run with it a little bit. But yeah, I think it's just interesting that so many people feel that way. Like, I don't think straight men are, I do think we get a bad rap. I'll say that.
yeah.
I think there's a lot of, but I also come from the school of thought that the majority of human beings, whatever your preference is, whatever your race, gender, whatever, most people are bad people and are just unpleasant to be around. You know, so I don't think it just needs to be categorized as us, but Doechii was just talking about her preference.
Yeah, I'm used to this kind of treatment.
Yeah, because you got the white thing on top of it.
Yeah, white, straight man. Like anything that could make me horrible, I have.
They get you.
You know what I mean? So I'm kind of used to it. I hope she doesn't dig too deep on this because what I got from this is I see Doechii making more attempts to uplift and really put on for LGBTQ community, which is what she's done from the beginning. I do think there are ways to put on without putting down. You know what I mean? I think there are ways to uplift without tearing down. And I'd like to see more of that. She does that. You know what I mean? That's why, like, I didn't really take these words and I wasn't offended by them. It's not going to affect the way I listen to Doechii music. I hope she doesn't double down on it and drop a freestyle about how terrible straight men are. And I hope this doesn't become a brand characteristic of her, because then it might. Because if I feel like she is alienating me and doesn't care about me, it will affect my listening habits.
I don't think she will.
I don't think she will either. And I don't really have a problem with the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care about this clip at all, to be honest. Because I was like, she's clearly making a joke. Like, being straight isn't a red flag. It's just like, I think what she's trying to say is it's either not her preference or just make a joke about how straight men are horrible, which is like I feel like that's like a common thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like,
I don't think that should be a common thing.
No, it's not but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a narrative thing. Like, she's made what I really mean is that she's making a joke. And I think I agree with Spencer. Like, if she doubles down on it or triples down, then that's when it's like, all right, what are we really talking about? But I don't know. I didn't take offense to it at all. Yeah. I actually thought it was kind of funny that she even said that. And yeah, I wasn't really bothered by it.
Straight men are they're just sensitive too, because you can flip the situation as many ways as you want. Like, what if it's a man answering the question? You know what I mean? And it's like, what's the biggest red flag for you? And they write down like a lesbian woman. You know what I mean? A lesbian isn't going to be like, oh, fuck you. You know what I mean? It's just going to be very obvious that this is a heterosexual man that, you know what I'm saying?
If Shane Gillis went on the Hot Ones podcast and wrote that down
as a red flag, being a lesbian,
Shane Gillis might be able to get that off. I'm thinking of just like a regular white man if they wrote that down.
If I went on Hot Ones and I said lesbian,
I think you'd get in trouble.
If I said lesbian,
I think you would get in a lot of trouble.
Was a red flag for dating me?
I think they'd cancel you.
Also, I think doechii's just like in an extremely big spotlight right now. Like, she's clearly talking to her audience.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I think she's getting used to talking to her audience, but also talking to the world.
Yes.
Because she just won a Grammy.
I think that's 100%
everything
true.
that she says and does is under a spotlight. TDE is going crazy with the press looks, with the promotion, with everything about her. Even the way she's dressing is incredible now. And obviously the live show was already at a crazy height. So I think that she's under a crazy spotlight, and this is just part of it. I assume as she continues to build a fan base, she's going to start to understand how to communicate with everybody rather than just like a select group of people. But again, not mad at this clip at all. I feel it is what it is. You know?
And I think she's going to be like, I think we as her fans are also going to get used to seeing more just internet hate. Because I think that doechii has always, up until this point, been universally loved. And like, we've only seen positive, uplifting conversations about her. But now it seems like she's starting to get, as bigger artists do, just more haters.
Yeah.
And more people who want to label her this industry plant. And I think there's also people who people want to run with this narrative that no one's talking about doechii, or no one really listens to doechii, yet she keeps getting all these crazy looks. And I'm like, you clearly don't know doechii's catalog, and that she has a couple hits and like has done a lot more work than a lot of people. So I think people are just getting introduced to her a little bit late and are kind of, they're hating. They're mad.
The hate was inevitable.
Yeah.
For somebody, you know, like, the hate was inevitable. And I first saw it when she won the Grammy. That's when I first saw the conversation about like, who the hell is this?
Yeah.
And you see, it's like more casual music fans, and they see an artist that they're not familiar with winning a Grammy over Future, J. Cole, Eminem, Common.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, what the
Including
fuck?
Common in that is funny.
I know. Common and Pete Rock. You know what I mean? So that's when the hate first started. And initially I was like, I don't know, I got a text in my group chat, and a man was like, who the hell is this? You know what I mean? And I was initially like floored. Like, how could you not fucking know? You know what I mean? She's everywhere. She's doing everything.
I know Spencer had a paragraph typed out in that chat instantly.
I did. But then I stepped back and I was like, okay, I live in Los Angeles. I have a hip hop podcast. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm like, for an average music fan in Spokane, Washington, they might not have gotten doechii yet.
Alligator Bites and Never Heal may have not.
It might not have made it to Spokane yet. And I'm like, that's okay.
My thing is like, and what I'm realizing is just what kind of confuses me is people didn't know what it is her.
Yeah, I don't think that people connected that.
Oh, interesting.
I don't think people connected that. And I don't think people know about Persuasive.
Yeah.
But
I think what it is, you could consider a hit record, but is Persuasive a hit record?
I think it's pretty
semi-hit.
Well, we need to define a hit at some point, and then we can put songs in that category. I think these are big records, especially online, but like...
I mean, What It Is huge. What It Is was charting all the shit.
Are we calling Billboard Top 25 a hit?
Yeah.
No, I think Persuasive did that.
Yeah,
Oh, for real?
And 100 million streams. SZA's on the remix with it. Yeah. Or SZA's on the song just itself. No, I think there's a version
Remix.
without it. Yeah, SZA's on the
Okay.
remix. It's a whole thing. But yeah, doechii she's gonna be fine. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Someone else who's trying to come back from the hate,
Yeah.
Miss Poopy. Ice Spice is back.
Yeah.
And she's thick again.
Thick again.
Allegedly.
Uh-huh.
I think that this is an interesting topic because Ice Spice, from a musical perspective, I think we've all kind of had our opinions on her well documented.
Yeah.
You know, she was fun for a second, and then I feel like the project maybe felt a little flat, felt repetitive, and since then we haven't really loved the music from Ice Spice. And then I think that the last 6 months, there's been a pretty interesting conversation about her seeming to lose a lot of weight. And obviously, the ass shaking, all this shit is part of her brand. People on the internet, again, with the over-sexualizing shit are like, what happened? Da-da-da-da-da. Like getting all mad and in an uproar or whatever. So now she's back thick again and flaunting it in Paris.
Yeah, I think, thick again. I think I do think this, I'm not so mad at the internet community for the way they responded to Ice Spice. Because I will say when your signature move is the turnaround pussy swipe, I think you open the door to being sexualized a little bit. Yeah. And I do think the change in appearance over the course of that year was drastic enough for people to be like, check on Ice Spice.
And that's where I completely disagree.
Okay.
That's where because I think that she had put out multiple times that she was like in the gym. Mm-hmm. She also, I think, played sports before all this shit. So like, I wasn't all the way thrown off by that. And then on top of it, because I wasn't really, we had a conversation about this before. And literally, like, I'm thinking about like my sister when I'm thinking about this. And just like seeing someone the similar age range as her, like, you know what I mean? Not just even like just girls, but like people, like niggas fluctuate a lot in body weight over a couple months, you know? I didn't think Ice Spice looked crazy. She definitely lost a lot of weight, but like, I think it's just interesting that that's something that is like a topic of conversation to the point now her getting thick is a headline that it seems like they're pushing. And like, I'm seeing like a rollout for her new thickness again.
Yeah, I'm personally disappointed at this point because I really did like Ice Spice, like I really did. And I'm still hoping that she gets to a better place musically. But it's not starting to feel lazy. It's been feeling super lazy for the past probably year. I remember when I first moved to LA, Ice Spice was a thing. Like was just becoming a thing. Munch was going crazy. And I was like, yeah, this is fun music. You know what I'm saying? I understand why people are responding the way they're responding to it. But at the end of the day, we don't have a lot of this, you know, just like fun. I don't know what she was calling it, like baddie music, whatever.
And it was like the New York drill scene was popping.
Yeah, like,
and there was a lot of drill, Cash Cobain sound.
I wasn't mad at it. You feel me? And I definitely support it. But now, especially with the imminent release of Thick Again, it's just like, bro,
Thick Again on the horizon.
What are we doing, bro? Like, it's just about your body again. Like I just feel like that subject matter is super lazy.
And I guess that's why I'm not mad at the internet.
Maybe that was bad delivery, but like, because there are other artists do similar things.
I was gonna say,
I think especially with Ice Spice, it is 80% about one thing, and I just feel like she can expand. I think that she could get writers. I think that she could get other producers. You know, she solely works with Riot. I think that she could become at least a little bit of a better artist, you feel me? And have better concepts, better lyrics, better ideas, better videos. But I just feel like it's getting super lazy.
I mean, we haven't even
I don't want to make it just
though.
about the body thing, but I feel like that's a big part of it, and I'd like her to move away from it.
She made it about the body.
I was going to say,
that's
this feels like a bad PR play.
I don't think you can be mad at the internet for the way that they've treated Ice Spice. I think she walked into it.
That's what, well, I don't think she walked into it. I think that what she did to get on and doing her whole thing was just, that was how she chose to put herself out there. I think that now them pushing it again.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I think she did the things that a lot of like the rappers in the, like a lot of the women rappers in this lane do.
Like what?
They be talking about their bodies and how they look better than other women and shit like that.
It's hard with
like, that's their bag.
It's hard with Sexy Red because Sexy Red like literally does the same thing. But I just feel like Ice Spice's music is just not as good. It's not on par.
Right. But like, I'm not even swinging about the music because I haven't really like, we only got the snippet of Thick Again. We haven't heard the full Thick Again. But I think that I don't like how like, it feels like, oh, we saw the thing about her dress like the other day. You know what I mean? And now it feels like they were conjuring things up.
Like it was part of the rollout.
To lead up to this.
To her being in Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my issue is more so with the team behind all this that seems to be feeding into this narrative, which is internal, not with the internet. It's like I have more of an issue with her internal team than I do with the internet reacting to it and talking about it, because you're right.
But you know she's the quarterback of that team.
I don't agree with that all the time. And you know that too. You know that many times that's not the case with a lot of these artists.
I mean, I think it should be the case. We had a whole conversation about it with Kojo.
I agree, but you know that that's not the case with a lot of people.
And okay, and you think she's being taken advantage of by her team?
I don't think she's being taken advantage of. I think there's a bad plan. And a lazy,
I think it's a lazy
plan.
marketing.
I think it's a lazy marketing plan.
Yeah, for sure.
To me.
A song called Thick Again don't come out unless she wants it to.
Of course. But I think, again, like, lazy A&R. Why is the music not better? Why are they letting that be the best song that could come out?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you're shooting her too much bail. I just don't think she's like a fire artist.
I'm not shooting, but I'm shooting
to the surface.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're going to invest in Ice Spice, and you're going to say, I want to, because you know that was probably a very, very expensive deal. It took a lot to get behind it. They're putting her next to Taylor Swift, doing all the things. Like, there was money spent to make Ice Spice a superstar, to get these approvals and to get all the okay to do all the things and spend all the money that she spent as an artist. You have to have a plan. And if this is the plan, then I take issue with that. And I feel like that's a fair thing to call out, as opposed to just saying that the music's not fire, because we knew what the music was when we saw her from the jump. You knew what Ice Spice was going to be. I saw the interviews early on and I was like, this is not the most dynamic personality. But if you as a company are choosing to invest in her, you got to come. There's better things that you could push than this.
I will say, like, you're talking about her personality and not being super dynamic. I feel like she was bodying like the first few interviews she was doing.
I completely disagree.
I definitely think so, bro.
Okay.
There were definitely moments when she was responding to questions with tact. You feel me? And it felt like, even though it wasn't like the most in-depth interview ever, I felt like she already felt media trained from an early point.
Watch the Zane Lowe Apple Music.
All right, but
Walk Through My Hood. No.
Zane Lowe is objectively a bad person to put
It's
in
not
front.
Zane Lowe. It's not Zane Lowe. It's just Apple Music. She does the Apple Music. I'm going to walk through my hood, the place I know the most, and tell you about what I did to make my album.
The Bronx thing?
Yeah.
That they put out?
Watch that video.
Okay. I have seen that video and I agree with you, but you're talking about the album stuff, right?
Yeah.
I was talking about before that.
I mean,
like the Y2K album.
Not for Y2K.
That was a mixtape or the. Okay, yeah, that was bad content. That was bad content.
I feel like she's just never been like a very talkative person.
This is what I will say. To me, when Boy's a Liar Part 2 dropped, there was a chance to make Ice Spice almost very tasteful. Like put her in the like.
I agree.
What is it like? It's like this like pretty girl, but also like just like very like electronic like dance music type. Like I think if they went that way with it, and then she was getting like the Cardi cosigns too, if they just like kind of played on that, on some like she doesn't got to be like super lyrical, and I think that was the right direction. But the album Y2K was just really bad.
I think that Ice Spice seems, and again, I'm not saying that I would have like done better or like been able to like change things about the project, but I do feel like there was just a lot of things that went wrong on the branding, positioning thing with Ice Spice early on top of the music not being put under maybe enough of a microscope before it came out. Because
you're right. The team did a terrible job.
You know, and like I'm like, this is a young kid.
Yeah.
This is a young kid from the Bronx who blew up off Munch, and she's probably just like, this is what I know how to do. This is, you know what I mean? Like, I know Riot and his beats, you know, but it's like, come on, you got to take the time to develop a relationship with this artist to where you can actually get them to push boundaries.
And I think you put Ice Spice in with writers.
Yeah.
She needs that.
Of course.
1,000%.
I think that there's a lot, bro. So many of these people have writers. It's not an issue. I don't think it's any slight because you still have to deliver the song in your way. And I don't think like niggas would be looking at Ice Spice sideways if she got a writer and wrote a crazy hit.
And I think this is a perfect example of the curse of a song that's too big too early in your career. Because if you look at her next to someone like Doechii, you know what I'm saying, who we just talked about, who was in with TDE for years before she had a hit, and they actually had time to develop and sharpen and figure out a plan. Yes, the team didn't do a good job, but also as soon as they signed, they got to move. She's already the hottest thing. So now she is the label's priority. We need to get some out within the year to follow up this single. We don't really have time to develop a plan. They could have probably done better on the fly, but I think this shows that there's a lot of value in getting someone before the hit.
You know what's wild too? Like looking, you mentioned Doechii. She was on the road with her. It was her, Ice Spice and Doja Cat. On the Doja Cat
tour
too.
That's right.
So looking back on that tour, and then I think there was a weird fallout actually right after that tour because there were some text messages that her friend leaked, allegedly.
Yeah.
And then like seeing like their trajectory up until now, it is an interesting like split that has happened. Like I feel like they kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Totally.
Like, it is interesting.
And Ice Spice had more than one song because that Princess Diana song was fire.
Yeah, Jones gas.
And she went bar for bar. Like she was going with Nicki on the track. You know, like Ice Spice had moments. I think that you just got to be more critical. You know, people get on Cardi B about not dropping, but I feel like she knows the standard at least that she has to hold herself to. Mm-hmm. She established that. And now we're obviously seeing it get to the maybe negative part of it because she's been so apprehensive to drop and it's been so difficult for them to find the records that could really go. But you do have to kind of do that. You know what I mean? That's been my favorite thing about like what I've been doing recently is like establishing a bar. And like once you set that bar, understanding that no music or anything that you put out can fall under that, it really pushes you to be like, okay, how good can this shit really get?
Yeah.
You know, because at least, like you put it out there, if it does what it does, niggas hate it, love it, whatever, at least like I didn't just put this out half-assed. Mm-hmm. And you could stand on that. And 9 times out of 10, I feel like that's probably going to work. If not now, if you do that over the course of time, you become a doechii, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, we also work, building on what you said, because I think your point is very valid. We work in the record business, right?
Yes.
Like, that's what labels do. So the ability to pick the next record is important. Not just, oh, I think this sounds good, or I think this is hot, or I think kids will like this, or I think the world will like it. What does this record mean to the discography? And then what does it mean to, like, where are we headed with it? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
No. My bad. I'm just building on your point.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's not a lot of people these days that have that ability or even thinking that deep, in my opinion, when it comes to music.
I mean,
there's a lot, I think the way, damn, I don't even want to say this point. This is crazy. But I definitely think with the amount of artists we have, we also have a lot of like A&Rs that are kind of just doing whatever.
I agree with that.
I'm saying like artists, I'm saying they've been going hand in hand lately. Where it's like people are just throwing out whatever music.
I think we're also in a different era of music, and I don't think that's been acknowledged enough. When you look at Stevie Wonder, Al Green, Michael Jackson, even if you want to go like Beatles, Rolling Stones, whatever, you know, I think that these people had to put in time to get to where they were going, you know? Nothing was happening by chance. They didn't have an internet where they could just put shit out and it might catch one day. They had to really be meticulous and intentional about how are we going to do something to really break us? And along that path, they were building up skills. But now, because of the internet, which none of these kids have control of, they can put out an unfinished song or a song they made one time, and it might just go because it's a vibe. And there is an undeniable music with energy. There's an undeniable energy with music that we can all acknowledge that even if something isn't finished, if it's a little vibe, we'll like it, we'll and then it will blow up on social media. Mm-hmm. And then that'll fuck kids' heads up thinking, oh, I did something. Now I don't have to spend a lot of time on any of my songs. They like this. That's how you get Laser Dim saying, I still like to rap in my Apple earbuds because I like how it sounds. Mm-hmm. That's quick and that like gets you shit and it works sometimes, but like over 10 years, niggas is not going to want to keep hearing that in their headphones. When niggas is 30, they're not going to want to buy that vinyl. You know what I mean? Like it is, but I can't blame him for that because that's the only way of making music he knows. Niggas is making music on BandLab now. Yeah. You know, like it's hard for them to really be so self-critical when things are working for them so quick. So I don't necessarily know the remedy. It does seem like, to the A&R point, you get someone with that raw talent and you have to have a difficult conversation with them early on. Like, hey, I get what you're doing now is working, but we're going to push you to go beyond this. We can't stay here.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just get on A&Rs too. I think like sometimes I hear music and I'm like, bro, I would never pick this record. But I also think we talked about the marketing, like, bro, the whole team, like even on the marketing side is just like, it's like a telephone game of laziness. You feel me? It's like things are just being passed on. And it's like no one's putting any real thought into the messaging and like what the next 5 years look like for her.
Well, I mean, we could get off of label structure, but if we really want to get into it, what I've learned is that there's two different types of A&Rs completely. There's A&Rs that are never going to go to the studio. There's A&Rs that don't make records. They are only here to just sign talent.
Yeah.
And they're great at building relationships. They're great at getting deals done. They know how to negotiate. They understand the type of value to put on different things. That is their bag, but they will never, ever make a record. And sometimes those are the people who are signing the biggest acts and getting these deals done. And they're the ones they call in to close things. And when that becomes the most trusted person, sometimes they're not even really thinking about the music and they're just thinking, oh, whatever worked, like, let's just keep going with what was working, going with what was working. Not to say that those people are bad, but just to say that if we're going to be a label and we're going to hire people and build out teams, let's hire those guys and then also make sure we have an overall A&R in place or a couple A&Rs in place that aren't specific to one project and are only working things that they're signing, but can also just contribute to setting up sessions and just putting these artists in with people who are going to develop them musically and really focus on the creation side of things. Because that means just as much as signing the deals and getting them done. And I feel like that's kind of a lost art that people aren't really paying attention to anymore.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shitty sessions out there, and that's why there's a lot of shitty music.
I would assume that person that's getting the deal done also needs to be in lockstep with the person that can actually like do the session stuff and like develop talent and be like, hey, do you like this? Is this something you could see a vision for? Maybe not, because there's a lot of pressure to sign the hottest thing, but I would think the whole team, like, I think the best labels or the coolest labels right now are the ones that specialize in shit.
Yeah.
Like LVRN, for example, R&B and expanding out into like world and Afrobeats music. I feel like regardless of what you want to talk about or say about them, like they've definitely developed a sound and a look and it's successful. And I just think that like that formula specifically, like where you're, or like even like actually, I don't know if I want to say like an Alamo.
When you say TDE.
But, okay, yeah, let's speak on TDE. Like TDE like has a sound, a look. They go through the artist development process and they don't sign shit that they don't fuck with.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like somebody in that camp always has a vision for what
it's also signing shit that they have the infrastructure to work.
Yes,
that's, I mean?
Yes.
Like they're not going to go and sign a white girl country because it's a bunch of niggas from Compton and shit like that are working the record. They're not going to know how to push it. So it's just interesting how a lot of predominantly white 40-plus-year-old labels are signing the next new rapper.
Yeah.
Can they really develop that? Do they know how to talk to them? We'll never know. Maybe they should go check out the UK rappers. We saw, just getting back to plaqueboymax for a second and talking about the next generation, because I think this is interesting. We saw him go to the UK and fuck with a lot of the underground niggas over there, going through like the Femi Guerreros, YTs, all the way up to like the Lancey Foe on the last day, who's obviously big. I think that Skepta popped out.
I think Skepta did pop out.
Yeah, Skepta popped out on the last day of stream. And I thought it was interesting on the internet, kids were kind of talking about like, we just saw the UK underground in full effect. One, so polite, so nice, so about their business. No one was like super fucked up off the drugs. Like it was all a very put together, organized session. And then compare it to the underground out here. And it's like, oh, they're wiping the floor with us. Like it's not really close. And from my vantage point, I kind of agree. I think that I just now in 2025 have started to hear the pockets of the underground that I really like now and the youth and the sound that's coming up. But the UK is churning out artists who are really, really talented.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you gave 3 artists, right? Femi Guerrero, YT, and Lancey Foe.
Mm-hmm.
What 3 US underground artists are you sending up to battle to them?
Me right now with, I mean, if you're going Lancey's like up there. Lancey's like, I would say Lancey's like the level of like a Cash Cobain. You know what I mean? Like someone who's like not really, really underground, but still comes from that.
Okay.
But is like broken into the mainstream. Because Lancey doesn't really have a signature song yet. Or like I'd compare him to like a Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely.
That's what I thought, but I think he's a knock below that.
He's a little bit smaller than
like
audience wise.
Where's he signed to?
RCA.
Okay, yeah.
But I would say Lancey and Destroy Lonely probably represent the same thing for both of those, and Destroy Lonely's a little bit bigger. And then like YT and Femi Guerrero, Fake Mink, I'd probably say is like Nine Vicious. I don't even know who else. Like Molly Santana, Ian, those types. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't even really think of anyone else who's like.
I thought you were gonna say your guy Until Japan.
Until Japan, but you know what I mean. He's in that like he'd probably be at a YT level.
Yeah.
Because
I think you should pick the fire ones.
Yeah. I mean, it's then again, it's like those are the ones that they're also pushing. I feel like we're almost oversaturated to where I don't even know who the main ones that the like young niggas really fucking with.
Well, I feel like Osama Sun is like the main one.
Osama Sun
right now.
I mean, it's like Osama Sun, like Netspin, like those Too Hollis.
I don't think Too Hollis is necessarily that, but I feel you.
His sound isn't, but that's his fan base.
Yeah,
these kids love him. But yeah, I think that we have some dope shit happening though in our underground world. I think that the aesthetic of the UK is also drawing from like the early 2000s type thing. That's a bit of a vibe. I think that they're probably a little bit better rappers. Technically, I think it's easier to hear what they're saying. I think that their production is a little bit cooler, but the stuff coming out of Atlanta is what I think can compete with all of this. I think that all of them young niggas, 9 Until Japan, 1300 Sane is also at YSL. All of them are gonna be the ones that really, really go. I'm excited about them. That's the first time I really felt like the underground could actually make a comeback and do the whole thing. And I love that Thug is at the head of it too.
Yeah.
I feel like he's the right person to kind of lead them because I feel like he took that sound and made it really artistic. Mm-hmm. And is like, let's talk about these things and these subjects and do all this shit, but let's make it sound crazy and let's experiment still and go further. So
yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but it just doesn't feel like, it feels like in a few years, the US might not even be really leading the new hip hop movement anymore, bro, to be honest.
I mean, I think we also have to put more respect on the rest of the world being bigger. Like, it might mean more to pop in the UK first because you have more of a pulse on the international world. Mm-hmm. And like more niggas might hear about you if you're popping off in Japan than in Atlanta or in fucking London than Atlanta, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I'm seeing what's going on with even the lifespan of like artist careers out here, especially in hip hop and rap. And I'm like, I don't know. At least what's going to happen is that people are going to feel like they don't have to like break in the US to actually have a career.
But
around our country, I think we might be losing that title.
And hip hop is always a reflection of what's going on politically, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think, bro. I've been thinking about this a lot, bro. This might be a stretch, but do you not feel like the sense of nationalism that we've been having, or not we, but this country's been having, is also being reflected in the whole Not Like Us movement and Kendrick and kicking out the Canadian dude that's taking over hip hop?
No,
you don't feel like in any way that those two are a reflection of each other?
No, I think Ashake is in Los Angeles dressed like Playboi Carti right now. And I think that Black American rap culture is still probably going to be the blueprint for the rest of the world from like a what's cool perspective. I think our slang hits a little different. I think that there is still that cool factor there to me that's going to influence culture everywhere.
All right, like I don't have a Shake streaming numbers or anything, but you just said, oh, an African artist is in LA popping and shit. And yeah, maybe dressed like an American artist, but like ultimately making very African music.
Of course, I'm not talking about the music. I'm not talking about the music. I was talking about what he's dressed like.
But we're talking about music.
I'm talking about culture.
And I'm not talking about music too.
I thought you were talking about culture.
I'm talking about culture.
No, he's talking about culture.
Which includes music. Which includes music. But it's everything.
Yeah.
And I do think America is still the cultural leader. I just think we might lose that.
Well,
in the
I'm
next 5
specifically
years.
speaking hip hop. I'm specifically speaking about black hip hop culture in America. That is what I think is still going to be relevant and cool. I don't know about all the other stuff culturally in America and all the other things mattering as much. But I think that from a hip hop standpoint, like that shit still matters a lot. And I think that still dictates what the young, like fly niggas on like the streets want to wear wherever they are a little bit.
I feel you, but like Ashaka can be dressed like whatever he wants, bro. But if the music's streaming more than like we're starting.
I'm not arguing that
like,
point.
Okay, but I'm not okay. I don't want to say this in the wrong way. That argument to me is not as important as what I'm saying about music, because I think music is the catalyst to change people's lives. In terms of like, I make music and then I can make a career off that. Yeah. Like, I think the cultural element that you're talking about, while it's relevant to me, again, I'm not saying like it's not important what you're saying, but I'm saying the music part is more important to me.
But what
like being able to develop like real stars that like worldwide are accepted, you know, and people care about. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
But I don't.
I feel like that's important.
That's happening in the rest of the world, and it's not happening in the U.S. Is that what you're saying? I'm
saying we've never seen Essential C. We've never seen K-pop be as big as it is. We've never seen even the past, bro. When Afrobeats really started popping off, it was like what? That was like 2016, 2017, maybe. Like, I would say like
Essence, like Essence.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these are all very new things that are permeating into our world, and like what? And I'm not saying we don't have like superstars that are being developed, but I'm saying in hip hop specifically, like, who is the next superstar that is breaking out?
Yeah,
Gunna is doing Afrobeats. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's international.
It's just one of those things. Like, it feels like it's starting to feel like soon being international is going to be way more important than being popping here. Yeah, in my opinion. Or I guess not even international, because they're not internet. Like, you know what I'm saying, though. My bad. Go ahead.
It used to only matter to get popping in the United States, and then you'd pop everywhere.
Yes.
But now that's not the case. They don't need United States artists because they have their own that are super fly and maybe speaking their own native tongue. Mm-hmm. They don't need us.
Yeah.
And to your culture and fashion point, like, yes, you could say that like a UK rapper is inspired by the way Playboi Carti dresses. But you could also say that the UK rapper is inspired by the European fashion houses from when he grew up, which Playboi Carti is inspired by.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
but they wasn't putting it on like that. It's a way you wear it.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's a way you wear it for sure.
I feel
and it's like Nike text, bro.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying, but I don't think. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the next couple years.
You know what is interesting though? You made the same point about like basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Like in that, like us having to like watch out because we're seeing like mad Europeans come over and like start bodying the NBA.
For sure.
I think it's the same thing. Like, that's kind of what I'm speaking to.
I don't think, and that's where I disagree a little bit. I think that I don't think that there's been people coming here that are like taking the spot. Actually, no, because I do think that Afrobeat took the spot of a lot of R&B.
Yeah.
So I think that has happened, and I think that there are more UK rappers that are like, I agree with that sentiment.
Mm-hmm.
That the UK and the rest of the world is making music that we just listen to K-pop that's sounding better than a lot of English shit. You know what I mean? So you do have to pay attention to the rest of the world, but I think we also do have a couple people that have that potential. But we have to watch out. I don't know who, I mean, I'm thinking, who are the young niggas? I mean, Doechii, does she count?
Mm-hmm.
I think she's moving. Who else? What, Sabrina Carpenter?
Tizo touchdown. I'm dead ass. Dead ass. If I think Tizo is going to be on that level.
You're putting him in conversations that he doesn't need to be in one album in.
We're doing it with Doechii.
I think Doechii has way more music out than Tizo Touchdown.
Yeah.
So
I'm just thinking about in 5 years who the American icons in the music world are going to be. I see it being Doechii. I see it being Tizo Touchdown.
Maybe. I don't know who they're going to be, actually. That is a good question. I don't know who the next one's up. But then I would struggle to say who are the next rappers up from the UK. Because I think they still exist in the same underground world that a lot of the American rappers exist in too. So I don't think they've broken out of that yet either.
It also could be early for what I'm saying. Or maybe what I'm saying doesn't make sense. I just see a pattern emerging with international music. Even music that is like right next to our borders, right? Like we see how Mexican music is popping off in the States. You feel me? Like a genre literally called like regional Mexican, or I guess like some people like call it corrido. So I don't know if that's like a different thing, but like it's like permeating through like the southern border. You feel me? Yeah. And it's like music that is listened to. Like, I don't know, bro. I just, from that to K-pop to UK to West African music to South African music, it's all stuff that we are starting to really all listen to.
I think that hearing this type of music and like the regional Mexican music and things like that popping off in the States and even Afrobeat and things like that, I think that with how fucked up America's been, I think that there's also been more pride with people like looking to other parts of their heritage. So you know what I mean? The other places that you come from, like, yeah, I'm maybe American, but I also might be Nigerian. So let me be playing way more of that music because I'm not even really fucking with America and I'm way more proud to be Nigerian right now. Let me dive into this part of my culture more. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I feel like there's a lot more of that going on, and that's also been why there's been a rise of like other music here.
So do you agree with me or no?
What do you mean?
You guys always do this. You guys argue for so long that you forget what side you're arguing, and then there's.
I thought we were just having a conversation.
You guys end up just saying the same thing.
I thought we were just having a conversation. I was agreeing with you.
Okay.
Yeah. I was agreeing with you on that point.
I think to Spencer's point, I was just confused because I was like, it sounds like you do agree with me. Like, and I think we came to the same conclusion, low key.
No, I think that what we just talked about with you saying that you hear that music in the States, I definitely agree with.
Okay.
I was never talking about the same thing as you with like this music shit. Like I agree that these international artists got it popping.
You were talking about cultural
more.
Trends.
Yes.
All right,
that was where we had the disagreement.
Cool. I like your point about pride.
You know what I mean? I try to make a good point every once in a while.
I wish I could be prideful.
You know, I wish Lil Yachty was proud of the black community.
Yeah.
But, you know, he hates us. He got on Quill and Blackwell's show and was basically talking about BLM. And I think it's just, I should probably just play the clip.
Blurry, I be doing so much.
BLM? Since you want to be so black power?
BLM is a scam.
Clip that! Send it to the fucking news.
BLM was literally a scam. They had bought mansions, and you probably wouldn't know anything about it because you don't care about black people. You don't follow black
I do care about black people. Look at my chocolate.
Yachty just be saying whatever. But yeah, the internet wanted to hate on him for that. It was stupid. Spencer was defending him too.
Defending Yachty?
No, you hate BLM.
I don't hate BLM.
You're anti-BLM.
No.
You were telling us about the...
No, I love it. Black Lives Matter.
That's a great one.
If we were still doing intros, that would be the intro.
That's great.
I'm very pro BLM.
That was incredible. I think that we got all we needed to out of that one. Fuck, that was a great moment. Are we gonna do classic albums? Are we diving in the last classic album?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of liked where we landed in that last conversation. We didn't really dig into it, but I think we frequently talk about like who the next stars are, who's the next artist to pop, who's the next artist worth investing in. But I don't know if we give enough time to the conversation of who are the next icons of music, the top tier, A-list, you know, the Drakes of the world.
I mean, you know what I'm going to say.
What?
I mean, you know the one. I mean, I'll let you. Did you get your shit off? Can I say who I know who it is?
Yeah, who is it?
He's going to say Playboi Carti.
It's Playboi Carti.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Carti.
Travis Scott.
Yeah.
I think he's already there.
Nah.
Yes, he is. Look at the arenas he's filling.
I think he needs one more just to cement it.
Nah, Travis is actually there. Carti also might be there.
That's a different tone than you've taken before, Spencer.
I've never doubted Carti's stardom.
He's not there yet.
I don't think Carti...
This next project will...
I Am Music, if it hits, he's in that status.
Yeah.
Now, because then you have 4 projects. And that's why I think Travis needs one more. I think Travis with one more banger, he cements himself in legend status.
Travis has 4. Travis has 5.
I think he has 2 undisputed ones.
Astroworld and Rodeo?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like Utopia and Birds were both great albums too. Everyone loved those. And Days Before was a classic mixtape.
I know, but I love him. I think rap fans love him. I think he moves into that icon bigger than just rap overall music conversation with this.
Nah, he's already that, bro.
I'm not
look
mad
at the endorsements. Look at how he packs stadiums.
I agree. I think
across the world. He's already there. He's
I
already
need
there.
one more. He needs one more.
No,
Bad Bunny.
I don't feel strongly about the opposite. So
Okay.
say Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
He's already there too.
Yeah, he's already there.
No, yeah. You're too big now. I was looking for people like
Crazy.
Tizo Touchdown.
No, bro, that's so whack.
No,
That's too early.
No, but that's
because we can't put
He's
Playboy
already a star.
He's not in the same conversation as Playboy Cardi, and he's not a star.
And that's why I think Cardi might be too big. I'm talking about people that are already signed to deals but aren't superstars yet. Like we already are aware.
No.
I think Rema is somebody that I would like to bring to this conversation as somebody that could take this next step into Cardi's already here. Cardi's already A-list.
Yeah, but don't put Rema next to Tizo Touchdown. Bro.
I agree, bro.
No, I just don't think you guys hear it.
Bro. But it's about, there's a certain thing that when we're talking about with these people, it's like, look at it like the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
There's rising stars, superstars.
Yeah.
To call Tizo Touchdown a rising star, fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at that. I think Cardi is a star. I think that Drake is a superstar.
Okay.
That seems
I'll
like
walk back Tizo Touchdown.
the tiering. So I think we're talking about people who could go from star to superstar.
Okay.
That feels like a smaller class of people.
Yeah.
I think that Rema is the right person to mention. I think that Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Roan, those types, right?
Your favorites?
No, I mean, just what they are,
Yeah, no, those are right.
You mentioned Doechii.
Doechii.
Which is interesting because I almost want to put her in Rising Star. The only reason that she's in the star category is because she has the 2 singles. Those 2 singles and the Grammy, of course. But the Grammy's for Best New Artist. No, but she also got Best Rap Album.
Yeah.
Best Rap Album.
She didn't win Best New Artist.
She only got Best Rap Album.
Yes, you're right. Okay. I'm not mad at Doechii being a star.
Who else in rap do we have? Gunna? I don't feel the momentum though. I want to put him there, but I don't know if I feel the momentum.
I mean, I think he's in a tough place because he came out the gate with a hit, right? And I don't think he's had like a hit record since then. And I think without the cosign of like
Fuck You
Thug,
Mean?
it's
Yeah,
a little bit,
what song
Fuck
are
You
talking
Mean was
about?
a hit.
that's what I'm talking about, bro.
I don't think I was out the gate.
But he didn't come out the gate with that.
Sorry, I misspoke. I meant he came out of jail.
Literally came out of a gate.
Sorry.
Got it.
But yeah. No, he came out of jail with a hit. Hasn't really had the same type of hit, quote unquote, since then. But I still would put him in that category, bro. I think he will be a superstar. He just needs to align. I don't know. I think what he's doing with the international music is dope. I think like if he aligns himself with the right people, I think he could have one. So
Gunna's in a difficult place.
he's in a very difficult
If we're
place.
gonna say that Doechii's a star, then Gunna's a star.
Without a doubt.
I'm
gonna put Doechii in Rising Star.
I want to put Doechii in Rising Star. That feels more accurate, to be honest with you.
Yeah, for sure.
I know we love Doechii, but I think you need 4 albums. Right now, she would only have, even if she drops another heater, she'd only have 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not mad at Doechii being a rising star, but probably on that edge, like about to break through.
Just like Tizo.
And
Where
that's not true.
where does Central C fall?
I was going to bring up Sench. I think he's a good answer.
I think he's a star. I think he has the potential.
Yeah, primed.
Just because you got to account for the international audience, UK fan base, all that. He's the one out there.
This last album was fire and it had hits on it.
Where do you place 21 Savage? Does he have another level he could go? If 21 Savage were to drop a classic album, what would that do for him?
Yeah, well, he would.
Yeah, no, I mean, he would definitely be
A superstar or a star?
He'd be a superstar.
I think
he'd
superstar.
be a superstar because especially after seeing the tour that he did, once he was able to travel and like do the European thing, like, yeah, those crowds were enormous. I think he needs the one.
So him and Gunna, I think
I think if he were to drop a classic album, yes, he reaches that level. But honestly, I don't think 21 has a classic album in him, so I'm not putting him on my list of next icons.
I don't think that's fair to say because I think that this last album was such an improvement. I think that this was a
You do?
Yeah. I really do, and I think like
over
I saw
Savage
what he was
Mode
trying
2?
to do.
No, Savage Mode 2 is better.
That was the one with Metro Boomin?
Yeah.
But I'm talking about just solo work. But again, even then, he has Savage Mode 2, and this. That's 3 pretty good projects, and he has a lot of songs that have
When
worked.
was the last time you went back and listened to American Dream? You didn't.
But I'm not going to put disrespect on the album. I know what it was. And it wasn't like, it felt like he took a step forward as an artist.
I think step forward, but also I feel like storytelling and shit is
You
important.
know what I mean? And
that's the only reason why I'd be like, I understand what you're saying in terms of like, maybe like you don't go back and like maybe there's like it's not as big of a, it doesn't feel like as big of a project as like Savage Mode 2. But I do feel like Red Rum went super crazy. I feel like Prove It still has like a little bit of momentum. Like, I don't know. I think there's songs on the project. I just don't think it was received like the way, I don't know. I feel like the story he was trying to put out wasn't received the way that it was supposed to be put
Where's
out.
Baby Keem?
He needs to drop a project. So he's a rising star.
Rising Star.
No,
Star.
Star. I love
How?
that answer. Star.
How?
He's in the same spot as doechii. They're both rising stars.
No, they're not. Keem has 2 confirmed albums and then 2 mixtapes. That's 4 bodies of work. The 2 mixtapes you don't have to call gas because he was still finding his sound. But the Melodic Blue and Die for My Bitch are both confirmed heaters.
You got to look at it like Jason.
And he has one of the biggest rap songs of the decade.
Fuck with me on some hoop shit. Jason Tatum just became a superstar.
Okay.
Just became a superstar after he won the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Baby Keem has not done an equivalent to that in his career. Tatum had been to the Eastern Conference Finals, been to the NBA Finals and lost, was averaging like 30 and shit, all-star every year, killing shit.
I don't think you can call Gunna and 21, well, we'll leave 21 out of it. I don't think you can call Gunna a star and Baby Keem not.
Gunna got twice as many slaps as
Wait,
Baby Keem.
what?
Yeah, Gunna got
that is a
twice as
crazy
many.
statement.
I agree.
Keem has bigger hit songs.
Nah. Dolo?
Bigger features, Family Ties.
Bro.
So his cousin Kendrick?
I'm
What
sorry.
are you talking about?
I'm sorry because we gotta really put some respect on Gunna's name, bro.
Yeah, Gunna has more work.
I mean, Gunna has some shit.
Yeah.
Like Gunna has a lot of music.
You're
out.
right. I don't want to do that, but Baby Keem is a star. He's not a rising star.
I
He
think
has
he
smash
is.
hits.
I think that he's about to be a star. He's almost a star.
Nah, he could elevate to the level like A-list.
No,
For sure. Yeah.
No,
He could.
I think he's gonna be getting A-list looks, but I don't think he's
He already got
legitimately-
A-list looks. He's already stood next to Travis
But that's
Scott,
what I'm saying.
Kanye
But that's what I'm
West, and
saying.
Kendrick Lamar.
But this is what I'm
4
saying.
years ago.
But this is what I'm saying.
2 debatable classics.
I think that he is more privileged than other people and has more access than other people. And while the music is also great, and I think that he's delivered when given that opportunity, we can't just be like, it's like the nigga who got drafted to a fire team and Jordan Poole won an NBA championship and was playing alongside Steph and was getting those looks and was getting treated like that because he was drafted to the fucking Warriors.
He might be the Bronny of rap, bro.
No.
He's not the Bronny because he deserved to be here.
And also it's not like the first thing he did was get a Kendrick feature.
Yeah,
he had to make music for 6 years before he got Family Ties.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I
Oh,
agree.
no, I'm sorry, 4 years.
I agree.
He had to grind
That's
it
what
out
I'm
3
saying.
projects before he
That's what
stood
I'm
next to
saying.
any of them.
Tatum was balling for 6 seasons, and then on season 7, when he won the chip, boom, he got elevated to superstar. But Tatum had been balling for years, been putting up seasons, been going into postseason.
You're pretending like Tatum isn't in conversation for face of the league. Like that's not one of the main storylines online.
Baby Keem, if he drops a classic album, would be in the conversation for the face of rap. No?
And face of rap is A-list. That's as high as you can get. That's icon.
No, because niggas have been the face of rap for a year, but they haven't been icons. Is Chance the Rapper an icon?
No.
He was the face of rap for a minute.
Okay. I feel you.
But that's no slight to Keem. I'm trying to think of what other stars there are.
Keem, okay, but also no. What I'm just saying is like maybe he hasn't done it as much in his career as a Gunna.
Doja Cat.
Listen, maybe he hasn't done as much in his career as a Gunna or a 21 Savage, but there's way more potential for this next album to be better than next projects from Gunna and 21 Savage. So I think I'm giving Baby Keem that level.
You know what? I agree. But I just think you're putting him on such a high pedestal. Like, it could flop too. It could definitely flop.
It could.
But you know what? I think that especially the way that TDE moved with Kendrick, I feel like Kendrick is definitely, he talks about always wanting to be a businessman. And I think everything he's been doing with PG Lang feels strategic. Baby Keem didn't just stop dropping music for no reason.
No.
So I feel like he's definitely going to come with some shit.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying. And I do agree with your take. I think he has the potential to be a bigger artist than both of them.
Like he could jump both them in one album.
Yes.
And I think
agree.
that's what
But it's a big leap.
It is. It is.
That's what I'm saying.
Shut up. Idiot.
Exactly. I told you it was going to happen when I bodied him.
I'm just kidding. Doja is maybe too big for this conversation. She might already be
Didn't she
there.
just do Coachella?
Yeah, headline. Yeah.
Yeah, out of here.
Woman.
She's a new one. I think her last album put her in that category when she got like Paint the Town Red and shit.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling. I don't know who else there is.
Anyone else in hip hop?
Jid.
Nope.
Jid is a rising star.
Jid has been, I saw a tweet that said Jid has been up next since the Obama administration, which is true.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jid though.
Shout out to Jid,
Making
but
good
Jid makes
raps.
good music.
I don't think he's ever getting higher than he's at.
You see him previewing the beats in the Wingstop commercial?
The what?
He was previewing he narrated a Wingstop commercial and then went in the comments and said, I'm previewing beats in a Wingstop commercial. Niggas is doing it different.
Nice. All right.
You know, where's Smino?
Interesting.
No.
Because Smino has all the talent in the world, but like, I don't know whether it's him. I don't know whether it's the music that isn't resonating with a wider audience, but he does seem to be stuck at a certain threshold for some reason. What? You don't think that's true?
No, I'm trying to make a point and it's difficult.
I'm not saying that makes him a bad artist, bro. The dude is living. You feel me? But
Fuck with me.
Okay.
What's the best Smino album?
Black Swan.
Where does that compare to Melodic Blue?
Close. They're close.
So you see why it's
Black Swan might be better.
So you see why it's a dangerous conversation to put Keem in that category?
No, because we're talking about people that are ready to step into superstardom. You know, I love Smino more than anyone.
But after Black Swan, how would you talk? Imagine he had no other bodies of work. Imagine he just had put out Black Swan.
Yeah.
What category would you put him in?
I still don't think I would put him in this category.
Fair.
I don't think his sound will ever translate to being a global superstar. I just don't think that's the kind of music he makes, and that's fine.
That's fair. What do we feel about Amare?
Rising star.
Rising star.
Yeah.
No hit yet, right?
No.
I don't think so.
Sad girls love money, kinda, but.
Yeah.
What about an R&B? Do we have any R&B singers that are like ready to do that?
I mean, if you want to say like, I think Tyla, I think Ira, I think both of them are like ready to step into that if they could give us a body of work. I'm saying everyone
Ira's
that I'm mentioning,
Ira's rising star. Tyla might be rising star too.
I think if they drop albums,
I think Tyla's a star, bro. And we've had this conversation before. If you look at the streaming numbers, bro, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah,
off of one project. Bro.
I think if Tyla, but then again, it's the one project thing. I agree. I have to walk it back a little bit. She needs 2 projects to be a superstar.
I wasn't. I definitely wasn't calling it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we agree.
It's difficult. It's difficult.
Damn, I had another one. Fuck, forgot.
This is a fun game. I'm so sorry.
Is Peso Pluma already? He's already a superstar. I don't know.
He's rising to me.
I think he's rising.
Yeah.
Rising.
I think he's rising.
R&B. Who are the R&B
girls?
Brett
Fayez.
Yeah. I don't know. In my head, I don't know if I see it, but
he's a tough one to rank.
He's too nonchalant.
He's a tough one to rank.
Too nonchalant.
Nah, he has some songs, features. He's a tough one to rank. Where's Jack Harlow?
Oof. Rising, if anything.
No, don't do that. Yeah, Jack's an interesting one.
I think Jack with an album is a superstar.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think Jack with an album is a superstar. I'll put Jack there. They'll push him like that. He's front facing enough. This nigga's dying on the camera. Tommy Richmond.
Give me an R&B singer.
R&B, fine. Let me go look. There's definitely an R&B girly. Nah, SZA's already out of here. Wow. 4 bats?
Shut up.
Get out of here.
Wow. I really can't think of any. I mean, Steve Lacy, if he drops another album, what do you think?
Oh, I love that take. I love that take. Steve.
He's not front facing enough.
He's not dropping an album anytime soon.
Yeah, and I don't know if.
It's a tough one.
What about like isn't Summer dropping a project soon?
Summer Walker, if she could get another one that does what the first Over It did.
Yeah.
With like it had like 3 that caught. Yeah. I think Summer would need that respect for sure because she's put out too much good music.
She's like I don't even want to disrespect her like this, but she's a mini SZA in the way that her fan base moves and streams her music, I feel like.
She's SZA with no TDE.
Yeah, and then what's it called? Mariah is like down there too.
It's not even a conversation.
No.
They don't even live in the same world.
Their fan bases move the same way though. Like cult fan base type shit.
With this new sound that Georgia's really pioneering, could Georgia Smith make the jump?
She, yeah, maybe.
These last couple songs that she's featured on, I think if she ran with this sound, it could be huge.
Fuck with me, Georgia Smith or Tim's, who's bigger?
I think Tim's is a big artist.
I would say Tim's is more an album away than Georgia.
Thames. Has Thames had a smash hit by herself?
I mean, fucking what's it called?
Higher, Wait for You.
Wait for You.
But by herself.
Yeah, we're saying by herself.
But that's her song too. I'm saying her version of that shit.
But Higher was not a smash hit. Wait for You was.
But I think Higher became one because of what's it called?
I don't think Higher is a smash hit.
Free Mind.
I don't think these are smash hits.
We need to define hits, bro.
I think she
because this conversation has come up multiple times in this podcast. We have not defined it. I think the closest we got is that you were like Billboard top 100 or something.
Top 25.
Top 25 is a hit. So then a lot of these artists don't have hits then.
I think a hit is a song with over 100 million streams. That's how I personally define a hit.
Okay. Maybe this needs to be
100 million streams on what?
Spotify.
See, then you run into problems.
Why?
Because why are we only looking at one platform?
Because I think that's representative of like, okay, so it's clearly that's just Spotify and it's bigger than on everywhere else. Then I think that's.
I thought people only looked at one platform because Spotify actually provides numbers where Apple Music isn't front facing like that.
That's what I do. Like,
but I agree with you. I don't think that's like the right way to do it.
But that's the only measure that I can do is this off?
Yeah, it's okay though.
That's the only measure that I have as a fan.
Yeah,
to do this
or Billboard. I think Billboard might be more accurate.
I'm not mad at Billboard.
I like Billboard.
Just because like Spotify, like a free stream versus a paid stream. You know what I mean?
I want to name one more person and then we can get out of here. I want to name one more person. Oh my God, guys, was there any new music? We didn't talk about any new music.
I don't think there was anything.
I'm excited for the new Amine song on Friday. I think that'll be cool.
Playboi Carti's dropping.
Hopefully. Allegedly. You know, we didn't even get into that. I don't even want to give him the time of day unless it's confirmed.
Yeah, it's not.
Is there anyone like in the indie space?
You know, it's not Leon Thomas. It's not Daniel Caesar. All right, I'll give it up.
Giveon?
I'll give it up. No.
Come on, let's get one more good one.
One more good one.
You hate Giveon.
I don't hate Giveon. I love that song 20s. I thought 20s was literally the best. That was my favorite song on the rotation.
Song, bro.
I think I think Giveon's incredibly talented. I think he just needs to put out music, honestly.
It's a very good take.
Yeah. I don't have anyone, bro.
Tizo touchdown.
You know, rising, but we'll be there soon.
It's Tizo.
Man, leave your comments down below of who you think is next up. Thank y'all for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Catch y'all next time. Peace.